John E. Dooley, will you please join us at the podium? President Barry, I am happy to present John E. Dooley as a candidate for the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters. Whereas John E. Dooley, a native of Summersville, West Virginia, attended Alderson Broaddus University, then college, and received his Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education 45 years ago, and returned to his alma mater to work under the mentorship of Dr. Don Smith as Director of Alumni Affairs and Annual Giving. And whereas his exemplary leadership and scholarly achievement was recognized while a student at Alderson Broaddus by being named to the prestigious Silver Key Society, and his service to the university acknowledged by being honored with the Parents Association Citizenship Award in 1982. And whereas his experience and expertise led him to Virginia Tech, where as Vice President for Outreach and International Affairs, he provided leadership and vision to a comprehensive range of programs and services to establish an aggressive global presence by more than tripling the number of students studying abroad, growing active sponsored international research and portfolio development to over $70 million, and establishing 5 international centers. And whereas, as the Chief Executive Officer for the Virginia Tech Foundation, he expanded the foundation's real estate portfolio to include properties across the state of Virginia, as well as in Switzerland, and increasing the value of the endowment to $1.4 billion, bringing the total amount of assets to nearly $2.3 billion. Therefore, in recognition of his commitment and dedication to Alderson Broaddus University, it is appropriate to bestow upon John E. Dooley the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters, with all the rights, privileges, and honors attached thereto.
John E. Dooley, by the authority vested in me by the Alderson Broaddus University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Barry. What an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The mission of Alderson Broaddus University is to provide our students with the highest quality education, striving to prepare students to succeed in their chosen disciplines and to fulfill their roles in a diverse society as well-rounded and responsible citizens. It's this last aspect of the mission statement that I think is so apt today. And I quote, "To fulfill their roles in a diverse society as well-rounded and responsible citizens." John E. Dooley, today we honor you as an educator on both the domestic as well as the international level, as a successful fundraiser and philanthropist, as a builder of programs throughout the world, from executive development, economic development, and global understanding. And most importantly, for the purposes of today, we honor you as a loyal and successful son of Alderson Broaddus University, with a great memory of the past and the lessons learned. And we cannot forget that even more importantly, you are a devoted husband and father and a proud grandfather. As a person of passion, vision, devotion, and leadership, we are so proud to have you with us today for the purpose of delivering the 2021 commencement speech. I'm proud to introduce John E. Dooley. Thank you.
Thank you, President Barry. What a great honor this is. Provost Bucklew, it's so nice to meet you, and we appreciate the introduction today. And I also please express my gratitude to the Board of Trustees, okay, for this great honor. Receiving an honorary degree from your alma mater is something very, very special. And also being invited to be the commencement speaker is something that I would have never envisioned. And I do consider it just one of the great, great honors of my life. 49 years ago, my high school journalism teacher insisted that she drive me to Philippi for a senior year visit. She was determined that I not go to Fairmont State or WVU. She felt as if Alderson Broaddus was the place where I needed to be. I was familiar with AB as my mother attended for 1 year in 1941. But in December of that year, a significant event happened in a faraway place known as Pearl Harbor. And she didn't return to school after that year so she could stay home and support her family and the war effort. 49 years this coming September, I started a love affair with AB and higher education that continues to this day. I was smitten by the AB experience, the beauty of the place, the campus overlooking the Tigard River and the town of Philippi, the warmth of the people, and the commitment to providing a nurturing yet highly engaging learning adventure. The spirit, it was a calling to service and to be part of something greater. It was a mission. It was transformative. And an important part of that transformation, we will celebrate 39 years later this month, when my wife and I celebrate the 39th anniversary of saying our I do's in Wilcox Chapel and joining a very special fraternity of couples and families that had their start on the AB campus. What a wonderful gift. It is my sincere wish and hope that the next chapter of the AB love story is your story, and that you will embrace an exciting life journey with passion and compassion that was instilled in me as part of my AB experience. And what a journey it has been. I want to make sure that you understand what a significant moment this is in your life. Less than 7% of the world's population has a baccalaureate degree. In the U.S., it's 45%. Think of that. It puts you into a very special class. You are to be commended for balancing studies with multiple demands, including surviving a pandemic. Who would have ever perceived that we would have experienced what we have in the past year? You have persevered and you have thrived through the demands of an astute and challenging faculty. It's indeed a day to celebrate. Congratulations. This is your day. Today I want to begin by talking about three great icons on the AB campus that helped shape who I am and how I lived out the AB experience in my life and professional career. That first symbol is the beautiful stained glass that hangs in Burbick Hall. This same stained glass was recovered from the charred remains of Old Main, and prior to that adorned the building which housed Alderson Junior College before it merged with Broaddus College to become Alderson Broaddus College. The stained glass captures the wisdom of Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The proverbist also re-emphasizes this in Proverbs 9:10 when he says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. I'll never forget passing by that stained glass practically daily when I visited Old Main for work, for class, or weekly for chapel. There was always a mystique about it. It was like approaching the Wizard of Oz. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. I must confess that the thought of fearing the Lord, the Prince of Peace, the God of love, is counterintuitive. and I've always had somewhat of a skepticism about lessons that come from fear. I don't want to dare repute the words of the author of Proverbs, and I will say that I have learned over the years that the God of the universe, the God of the psalmist, the God represented in this beautiful piece of art, is a God to be highly honored and to be humbled. Seeking a better understanding of His creation and being part of His creation is knowledge, and it brings fullness and excitement to life. Ever thirsting to know more and applying that knowledge to lift the human condition are lessons and values that shape my professional and personal life over the past 45 years. It's the very character of the Lord represented in these verses that Professor Bill Fowler taught us. He was a remarkable teacher. Professor Fowler challenged us to seek the knowledge and wisdom from Scripture, tradition, and hymns. I still smile and actually chuckle every time I hear the great hymn, Immortal, Invisible. Professor Fowler used to tell us, that the person who penned these words in this great hymn looked around to look through all the other hymns to find words that had never been used in other hymns to pen this one, and he incorporated it to it. Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light, inaccessible, hid from our eyes. Most blessed, most glorious, the Ancient of Days, Almighty victorious, Thy great name we praise. Unresting, unhasting, and silent as light, nor wanting nor wasting, Thou rulest in might. Thy justice like mountains, high soaring above, Thy clouds which are fountains of goodness and love. It is He who gave us the capacity to learn, and it is His desire for us to fully appreciate His creation through knowledge and wisdom. As you commence today into the next phase of your life, as many of you begin your careers, continue to thirst for knowledge and understanding. Seek wisdom and discernment. It will bring great joy and a sense of satisfaction. The world needs people of discernment, people who can humbly act upon what is right and what is good. The second significant symbol from my AB experience is the sculpture that serves as the centerpiece of campus, Apollo, whose creator is Mark Warner, class of 1968. You know it, I hope. You've walked by it 100 times on the way to Heiner Hall, or we called it Heiner Diner when I was a student. Over the years, it has served as a mannequin for many different fashion statements, and some that were not so fashionable. It's an abstraction of two persons, one standing on the shoulders of another, reaching for the heavens. It was named Apollo to commemorate one of the great scientific achievements of all time, the Apollo moon missions. At the base of the statue, there's a plaque that quotes Sir Isaac Newton. It says, "I stand upon the shoulders of giants." The full quote says, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants." There are several other quotes from Newton that are worthy of remembering at a graduation ceremony. A couple that I particularly like, one says, "Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation." And no great discovery was ever made without a bold yes. But today, we're going to focus on standing upon the shoulders of giants. Who are the giants on whose shoulders you have stood? Who has lifted you to see further than others? Faculty, staff, family members, friends? For me, as a young, impressionable kid, AB was a land of giants. The giants that allowed me to stand on their shoulders were many. Iconic figures in the history of this institution: Rex Piles, Jack Funk, Art Brandon, Bill and Irene Fowler, Don and Barbara Smith, and so many others. These were very special people who made my AB experience something very special, for which I am eternally grateful. As you commence this new chapter, don't forget the giants on whose shoulders you have been hoisted. They have helped shape who you are. Also, don't quit allowing others to lift you. Seek and develop new giants in your lives to lift you high to be able to see further than others. Don't allow pride and ego to deny you of those shoulder-lifting opportunities. Don't take an attitude of, I can do it myself. Be bold and desire in everything you do to want to see further than others. And start now with intentionality to become a giant for others. It just doesn't happen. You have to be intentional. A great joy of life is the dynamic that comes from being lifted while at the same time lifting others. That's the moonshot of life for each of us. It allows you to see so much further than others. Now the third inspiration that shaped my AB experience. It's the Coliseum and Rex Powell's Arena. For my 4 years of undergraduate work, I spent much of my non-class time at work in the Coliseum. Now, don't kid yourselves, it wasn't because I had a fitness craze. It was where I was assigned to fulfill my work study. I was tasked initially with taking the statistics for most of the Battler sports teams and, quote, covering Battler sports for college relations. What an amazing opportunity for an 18-year-old kid. So many lessons learned over those 4 years about winning and losing, but more importantly, about grace, humility, and what it means to be a leader and a follower. It was the people, great people, who cared about making others great. I previously mentioned a couple of those with whom I regularly interacted. Rex Piles. Although he was retired at that time, he was still a fixture and a mentor. Jack Funk, who coached baseball and was the consummate educator. And Irene Fowler, the receptionist, the administrative assistant for athletics, the glue, the counselor, and the surrogate mother to practically every athlete who played at that time. Irene had unlimited patience and unlimited love. But it also included Howard, the custodian, and Evelyn, the housekeeper and laundry manager. Howard and Evelyn weren't coaches in title, but they were coaches in practice. They took great pride in their work, and they demonstrated the highest of ideals in everything they did. They were very important contributors to the success of Battler sports, and more importantly, Battler student athletes. From my interactions with Rex, Jack, Irene, Howard, Evelyn, so many more, I learned the value of true teamwork, of covering each other's backs when things aren't quite going right, and celebrating each other's accomplishments when they are. Make your life's journey about people and count your riches not with dollars, not with bitcoins, but with people. Be an encourager. I love to begin every day by sending some type of affirming email or handwritten note to someone who makes a difference at whatever level that they are working. I would encourage you to begin every day at least with some acknowledgement of the fact that there are others who share in this experience with you. I'm so grateful for these lessons, and I'm proud to be a graduate of AB. I'm wrapping up a charmed career that has provided an old country boy from Summersville, West Virginia, opportunities I would have never imagined on that day 49 years ago when I first visited the AB campus. Those opportunities have included visiting the campuses of many of what would be considered the great universities of the world. Guess what? Even though I've had that exposure, if I had to do it all over again, I would head right back to AB to have the experience that I had and that I was blessed with. It was the right place for me, and I pray that you can say the same. Welcome to the AB family. We are proud of your accomplishments as students. Your careers and your lives will bring value and honor to the AB brand. Please cherish the lessons that you have learned. Thank you.